Hey guys, and welcome back to the road to 1600. Playing as black today, and we're coming off the heels of my last game where I had a pretty good strong London setup but ended up losing. But today I got a little bit of a different setup, playing the Carl Khan as black and end up with a pretty fun ending that I think my opponent kind of threw in the towel a little bit after he saw what was staring him in the face. But if this is the first time finding the channel, feel free to like and subscribe as we continue to grow. Let's go check it out. Okay, here we go for another game. Playing as black this time. Picking up where I left off, so at 787. Going up against 789, so pretty much identical. Going with the Carl Khan once more. Trying to take control of that center. And looks like a pretty main line there. You know, if I move my e-pawn up, I don't want my light squared bishop to get trapped inside the pyramid. So whenever I see the advanced variation, I always try to make sure I get my bishop out as to not leave him trapped in there. So maybe I should have pushed my e-pawn up there and then, but I didn't think I didn't think he was going anywhere. So I'm just developing normally, trying to build a little wall. And I see that he's starting to attack my light square bishop, so I figured I'd defend the light squared bishop. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And I figured that the light squared bishop is kind of getting hunted by that knight. And the bishop there, I was like, let's just put the queen in check. Let me just go put some pressure on the queen. But I didn't even realize that I left him hanging. I just put my bishop out there and I said, okay, you can have it, enjoy, and completely botched that. But thankfully, he didn't realize that. He could have just taken it. So I was like, well, I was willing to sacrifice my bishop anyway, so why not just take the knight if he's going to stick it in front of the queen? And if he's going to castle on the king's side, then he's got a pretty bad pawn structure there. So maybe I got lucky there on my bishop, so I'll take it. I wasn't expecting much. So I take this time, now that we've kind of got that first wave of chaos out behind us. I was like, let's develop normally, let's take some spaces. Let's put the knight up there, try to get control of a little bit more now that I have it defended. And his dark squared bishop is kind of blocked in a little bit. I'm eyeing up, though, that b2 space. I figure I'll run in there, grab that pawn, then I'll grab the knight, put him into check, and then if he slides his queen up, which doubtful, then I'll slide down, grab his rook, another check, and then I'll slide over for the other one, check. Like it, I had this whole plan in my head, and he gave me the pawn, so I was like, I'll take the pawn. If you put some pressure on me, I'm probably just going to move out of this. I don't really want to fight all that much, but then he left his knight hanging, so I was like, okay, yeah, I still plan on getting out of here. I don't really want to just hang out. My queen was pretty undefended at that point as well, but he left all these pieces hanging, so I was like, if you're going to leave him hanging, then I'm going to take him. And I'm still thinking, I am going to get my queen out of here. I don't want to just keep running in there. So I was like, all right, I'll get to c5. And if I get pressed, I can fall back in there. This was an interesting move, though, because I think he tried to do to me what I just did to him, was to take that b7 pawn and kind of disable or like get into my zone a little bit. But I think it's a little bit different when you do it with a rook versus a queen. So I was like, okay, let's see what you got. If you're about that, let's do it. And this was interesting. He was like, okay, I'm really going to get in here. And I see that his bishop is protected by his queen. But I was like, none of that really scares me. Like, yeah, you can take my rook. I'm going to take you back with my knight. And then I'm going to kick your bishop out. Like, okay, yeah, like, go for it. You're not and if you move into check, I can just slide up to e7 there and just get out of the check. So not too worried, and I see some free spaces over here, and I'm still protected by my dark squared bishop. So I figured, all right, I'll grab this pawn, and then I'll move my knight up or whatever, and try to put a little bit of pressure on him if he's going to move two of his pieces into my area, kind of unwarranted. That was an interesting move to take the pawn. I don't know what his next move would have been, because I was offering a trade of rooks pretty much the whole time since he moved his rook down there. So yeah, you can take the free pawn, but I'm gonna move you into check, and then you're gonna move out of check, and then I'm gonna clean up the free rook. And next move I'm gonna go down to h2, and I'm gonna put you in check again, and then I'm gonna take your queen. So okay, yeah, you can check me. Go for it. Again, I'm just gonna slide up. Okay, you can check me again. I still have my plan. I'm just gonna slide around, and like, even if you brought your rook over to take my bishop, I'm just gonna take you with my rook, or I'll just take you with my king or the knight. Like, that space is pretty well defended. Okay, yeah, go for it. And I had to rewind it. I was like, did I lose a piece? Did I have a piece there that I didn't remember? So I rewound it, I played it back, and I was like, no, he's just jumping up to... I think he wanted to bring his queen down next. Actually, I didn't see that till just now. I could have gotten out of it. I could have slid over to g7 maybe. Yeah, I didn't see that until just now. So, yeah, that could have been bad. But I was waiting to just not be in check so then I could play this rook. And I think he saw the writing on the wall that I was about to take his queen. And when his queen was down, I was going to then take his rook, and then I was going to take his bishop. Like, he was in trouble there. So he did a good job, I think, you know, moving his queen over to try to attack me there at the end. But I think it was too little too late. My rook and my queen had done some damage inside his house. And he just decided he wasn't going to do it. So, good game. Kind of net neutral of the two games that I played today. So, once again, if you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe on the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.